He's not a sloganeering president, but he's in firm control. Liberia is at peace with itself and neighbors. Good afternoon to you. This is State of the Nation. My name is Christopher Kolubasi Sellee Sr. This glorious land of liberty shall long be ours, and I am proud to be a Liberian, 100%. No foreign parentage. In fact, I'm 100% Loma man, hailing from Lofa County. The county with the largest deposit of iron ore right now as we speak. In fact, it's a very deposit of iron ore. And we're keeping that so close to our chest as if we were playing spades in the card game. Good afternoon, my name is Chris. As I said, today is the 31st day of July, and we're bidding farewell to the month of July. We're never going to see July in this year. We're never going to see July except next year. And by the grace of God, we all will be spared to see July the next year. But by the word of God also, well, who knows? Tomorrow is not promised. Anyway, but we keep our fingers crossed and praising our almighty creator to spare our life. So today, as I said, is the last day for July, and I'm here alone. Magdalene is still away. Yesterday we had a wonderful discussion. It was jam-packed. Today is even explosive, but we will start at a softer note to discuss the education. The woman behind the brain behind the best international university is with me right now, and is currently being processed and will soon be on air. You will hear from this high-profile educated woman trying to get into the minds of Liberian youth what education means and where it does it take you and where does it place you. That is. So then at 4 o'clock, and that will take us up to 4 o'clock, 3:30, 3:45 around there. At 4 o'clock, we will play host to George P. Lobo, an unapologetic, a firebrand intellectual of the Unity Party. He said, all what is happening under the Joseph Human bucket are all deliberate actions of the Unity Party-led government and will not apologize. And he means it. So then I ask him a few questions. Are you not stepping on the toes? Look what the former president just said. You are, according to the former president, you are disturbing the peace. You got different definition of audit, but the former president got different definition of audit. He terms it as witch hunt. In my opinion, I thought that speech was actually the Samuel 12 first reaction to the indictment. It was no different. It was no different. But during the housekeeping, we make some topical points, make some clarification, make some ejections, and then or interjections, and then we will host our education woman who has devoted her entire time to educate the young people of this country, especially both at the secondary and tertiary level in the Republic of Liberia. As I said, my name is Chris, but first, this platform is hugely sponsored by EcoBank Liberia and Orange Liberia, all keeping the wheels of our generators turning, and we are proud partner in this business.
Hey, Tanu, what happened to you so?
Julie, I worry. I need to pay McDonald's coffee first thing tomorrow morning. And today is Sunday. I finished that girl once in.
But there are no problems there at all. It's possible you can still pay it tomorrow.
No, that thing, but I'm not level. I'm not joking. If you can't help me, just leave me alone.
Yeah, I can help you. Let me ask you, have you heard about EcoBank Money Emergency Number?
You say what? Just leave me alone. I'm telling you, I need to pay my money tomorrow morning first thing. And then be open way no class, he can't help me.
But you're not even going to the bank, Tamu. All you have to do is to dial star 326 hash and request for 50% of your salary. You will pay EcoBank back within 30 days, and the interest are only 3%. The money will be sent to your account in a minute, and you can use your ATM card to withdraw it from any EcoBank ATM.
Dalame, you mean I'll get it the same day?
Oh yes, instantly. I mean, in a minute. But to you, EcoBank that baby.
I think so.
Oh, I beg you, yeah. EcoBank can make things happen sharp. For any money emergency, just dial star 326 hash to help yourself out.
EcoBank, the plan bank.
I said, my son tell you right now, yeah. You not pay your EDC bill?
Yeah, mama, like, bro, I just buy my car.
You sure? How you buy it? Because send the money, I see you moving from here, sir.
But I have to move from my house before I buy car. I use orange money right on my phone to pay my LC bill.
Oh, so you can use orange money now to pay your EDC bill? I will not leave your transfer until you show me the code right here.
My Oma, the Tina, if you see a USD account, just that star 144 star 141 hash. Or when you're using your ARD account, that star 144 star 231 hash. Or better still, you can use the Orange Money app and pay your LEC bill right on your Sellee bank. And the good thing is, with Orange Money, you can buy your LEC token with no service charge.
I said, my son tell you, thank you. Yeah, I'm going to tell my friend in the market that we can use orange money to pay our EDC bill. Thank you so much. G.
My people, y'all, hello. That your Orange Money care, Amanda. I bring your good news from Orange Money. With your Orange Money account, you can pay your DSTV bill at any time from anywhere with no extra service charge. With Orange Money, it's free. All you need to do is dial star 144 star 163 hash, or better still, use the Orange Money app to make the thing easy, because I know you not want to miss on that exciting TV show and that interesting for working. Go do it now.
Orange Money.
Greetings everyone. Strive Library is offering an effective vacation program from July 1st to September 1st. We are located at Painesville Palm Bush Community. We are here to give your children a great vacation. At Strive, we offer so many programs that will help your child improve during the school break. Some of these activities include music program, baking program, computer digital marketing, reading program, dada, arts and craft, dancing, and tailoring. The program is accepting age 5 to 17, so register your child now. For more information, call us on 0776 08 2208. 0776 08 2208.
Send the money from person to person that's free. Orange money make it for free. Send the money from person to person that's free. Orange money make it for free. Person to person, P to P. Orange money stays free of charge. You don't send money to your friends, family, loved ones. You see orange money, there's no fees attached. Yeah. Me, I was there, but I kill away, you give up. Go ask this tiki, I'm all orange money chat. Me, I was there, I give away, you give up. Go ask this tiki, I'm all orange money chat. Worry money, make it free or charge. You not need to let you do what you want to live back. You want to live about you, don't be attached. You want to live with you, don't be attached. You want to live muda, don't be attached. Worry money in that period, don't be attached. When you send your money to your friend, don't be attached. You feel my car more, you want to don't be attached.
Okay, so for the next 10 minutes, I think we can usher in our guest now. If you're listening, Mr. BBIU, please come in studio with the vice president of the great institution. But here we are. Let me just do a few minutes housekeeping. And this is about a I don't know what it is. Yes, press conference. A press conference held by former President George Weah today in reaction to the recent action by the government of Liberia ranging from indictment, arrest, and suspension of government officials who served in his administration. And you know, I like his deportment. I like his composition. Except that, you know, you don't wish evil for other people. During the Independence Day celebration, in just a remark portion, President Boakai fumbled one or two over words. Some of the folks in the opposition went and caught that portion and sent it viral on social media. So today, which I know is a normal thing. Google John Atta Mills of Ghana, the late John Atta Mills. Man, this man could not pronounce the economy when he addressed the Ghanaian parliament when he was president. Mind you, he died in office, right? John Mahama ended his term. It happens. We all are human. We are human. But when it happens, then somebody wants to believe that, oh, he say I can't do the thing can happen to people. No. So today, I listened to the president, former president, speak, and then at some point in time, he fumbles. He fumbled, seriously. And at some point in time, he couldn't even pronounce the words, some of the words that were in there. I'm going to play it for you. Couldn't pronounce it well. But that was not the message of the gathering. The message of the gathering was an initial reaction to the recent actions by the government. As I said, arrest, indictment, suspension. The good thing about it is that I did not hear the president say, or the former president say, we will resist arrest. He told me the normal way, witch hunt. Witch hunt. Witch hunt. That is the cliche now. You know, in public relation, there's a word called cliche. C-L-I-C-H-E with the accent graph on top of the E. It's a French word, I think. It means repeatedly used and people are tired with it. It's become cliche now. Witch hunt, witch hunt. Witch hunt. Yes, and he went on to call on ECOWAS. He said he will engage with ECOWAS. He will engage with ECOWAS as a means of raising some of these points. Yes, we agree. So that is why we reminded you that ECOWAS is the regional political body. The ECOWAS that you shunned, the ECOWAS that you disrespected, you are now going to the ECOWAS in your quest to keep the peace. Yes, we agree. The Economic Community of Justice, ECOWAS Code of Justice, has ordered the Republic of Liberia to pay Councillor Kabina Mohammed Jammeh, an impeached judge of the Supreme Court of Liberia, the sum of $200,000 United States dollars as reparation for moral prejudice he suffered during his illegal impeachment under your watch as president. In fact, the court went on to say that you should reinstate Justice Janneh. Was Justice Janneh reinstated? Liberia, a founding member of ECOWAS, disrespected this regional body. Today you make reference. Now it's good that you now know there is an ECOWAS. You now know there is an ECOWAS. Then you went on to say you rally in the opposition. You're not going to get any cooperation from the NPP. The NPP folks are telling us you people ill-treated them. You're not going to get any cooperation. In fact, the NPP was ahead of you in press conference yesterday. Opposition? Well, let's see the opposition who will rally with you for a return and to see all these things. That opposition? Anyway, law and order. Today you spoke thoroughly on law and order. But you, the violator in chief of law and order, people's right to live. That's why. And you went on to say the private bank for campaign. Hey, man, you were in charge of the government when campaigns were ongoing. You had a right to stop any private bank interference into political activities of a contesting party as a government. Without even moving armed men to said bank, you would have stopped the transaction. You had the mantle of power. You allowed those things allegedly to slip off, and then today you come and accuse. Which one, as I said, well, there's another mumbo jumbo. It's overly used now. So let's see whether we can move to another segment. As if people knew what would have happened. Well, people predicted what would have been said, and that's it. No different from Samuel Twain's initial reaction. No difference. Except that this one, the former president did not name the bank, the private bank, but Samuel Twain named the bank. And it is good, and I admire the speech, especially where he did not attempt to say we will resist any arrest. We will resist any, no. And he kept saying we maintain the peace. Yeah, you maintain the peace. But to rally supporters, they didn't take them to Belayala. They didn't take them to, in fact, it is their lawyers that presented these people, person of interest. Thank you, Mr. Former President. We'll watch and see and keep preaching peace. And the rest of it will be history for all of us. So let's take this break. It's going to be musical. It's in honor of those who educate people. And I have with me a renowned educator in studio already. And we're going to have a wonderful time discussing the Best Brain International University, the woman behind the success story that is developing at that institution. Let's take this break to be read by. It is called, let me see what oh, okay. So, Song for Teachers. Song for Teachers. At least for students. Okay, while the computer is reading, I hope, okay, I think I can get it here now. Yeah? Oh, no, I'm not getting it. Okay, so let me just open the power so we can have a conversation. With the time at 8 minutes after 3 o'clock, we have with us in studio, Madam Christine Tappe, the Vice President of the Best Brain International University, We have two students accompanying her. We go deep down into where did they come from, where they are, and where they intend to head. Madam Tapper, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, and thank you so much for inviting us, Christopher Sellee. It's great to be here.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Two students, one familiar. Aaron, you say you Aaron?
Yeah,
Let's hear you.
yeah. Thank you, Uncle Chris.
No, this the not family meeting here. How you say? How you say Chris or you say Mr. Sellee?
Okay, Mr. Salif, thank you. Yeah, it's a pleasure being here again. I was here
Oh,
once.
you're returning.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
the
was
two of
here.
you returning.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. I was with Blessing and Mr. Snap.
Yes,
And
blessing.
yeah, and today
You
it's a
guys have
pleasure.
you guys hardly I mean you performed exceptionally well that day. I don't know whether I didn't get the feedback. I love feedback,
Thank you, thank you,
especially for those who run the university. Okay,
thank
so
you.
Mr. We are.
Yeah, thank you
I'd
so
love to
much.
call you Mr. BBRU.
Okay, I'm Francis Elisha Tuba.
Yeah, talk about sorry.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here again to discuss PBIU.
Okay. So I'm on the website now of the Best Brain University. Don't go away. Those of you who are hardcore politicians that love to listen to political discourses, it is ahead. It's going to be fiery because a unity party stalwart is bragging and beating his chest that he defends and he stands by the action of his government. That is at 4 o'clock. But for now, we're discussing the education. Madam Christine Tappe, as a matter of fact, she is the wife of the the chairman of the Unity Party, Reverend Luther Tappe, a very good friend of mine. And in fact, he is the president, the founder president, and the family is doing exceptionally well in molding the minds. They not only run a university, they run a grade school, academy, a secondary school. But now let me hear from the horse's mouth. How are you? Welcome again.
Thank
Where
you
did it
very
all
much.
start? For me, I know when this station was on Ashmore Street, Reverend Tappe came there every Saturday morning with this topical point, Insight for Successful Living. And I used to read the news early Saturday morning. So we used to meet there. And then every time you talk about educating, doing the education differently, doing it differently, teaching differently, imparting knowledge differently. And then the breath of Best Brain Academy came about. So let's hear you. What was the motivation? Where did it come from?
Once again, thank you very much, Mr. Sellee. It's a great privilege to be here. I think you already painted the backdrop or laid the foundation for what we are doing now, what we see at Best Brains Academy and also at Best Brains International University. Really, it was born out of a passion to do education differently, a passion to reach out to the young people and prepare them for the problems of tomorrow, not the problems of today or the problems of yesterday. A passion to see our young folks who come out of school. Um, One thing I always like to say, see them job ready, not to come out of school and they are still fumbling, they don't know where to go, where to start in terms of seeking employment and stuff like that. So that is the passion that led us into delving into the field of education or academics. And with a background from academics anyway, because we've taught in schools before we started the school and the university. So this is like the best way we feel that we can contribute to the nation building of our beloved country, Liberia. So that is the backdrop
Okay.
against which Best Brains Academy and Best Brains International University rises from.
So the chicken and the egg, who came from what first? Did the university give birth to the academy or the academy gave birth to the university?
The academy gave birth to the university. You see, Reverend Tape's dream had always been university, I would say. But academy came as a result of me complaining
Okay.
about the school my kids were going to.
Mhm.
And I kept complaining, and they said, okay, if it hurts you so much, start a school. By then, we were running a boys' home.
Mhm.
I wouldn't call it an orphanage home, but it was like a ministry to boys from the streets, young men, and we were having them in the home, feeding, raising them up. And I can say today that many of them, some of them are married, some of them are traveled to the States for further studies, some of them are well educated. We had mentors living with them. So we would send these boys to school and we saw what they were teaching them. We were not very satisfied. And the Reverend said, okay, if that's the case, start a school. And that was what led us into starting the plans for the Best Brains Academy. We called it Best Brains so that these young people can aspire to be the best. And that's what we tell our students. It doesn't matter where you come from, it doesn't matter what you are going through right now. You are the best brains of Liberia and you can shine.
Do,
So,
do, do you pick them? If I let me now come to that point, let me just give a follow up question. So when you birthed Best Brain Academy, did you take into consideration that you were complaining that you're not satisfied with the presentation of lesson to your children, right? So
yes.
what did you tell those who were applying to teach?
Oh, it took us over 2 years sourcing for the right teachers, working with the right teachers. We had people come from the UK and a team of education experts. They came from the UK, they ran a training for 1 month. And then, even though these teachers were already qualified, but because of what we want to do and how we wanted to do it differently, because of our emphasis on values and our emphasis on planning your work in a way that you complete the curriculum, your plans for the week and for the period and all those stuff, classroom management and all those things. So we had people come from the UK, we have a team come from the US, and then that was the foundation of Best Brace Academy. So when people say, oh, you are doing well, I tell them, yes, the foundation was well laid by people who came to help us. And that is why on that great foundation, we are still turning out success stories, I would say.
Okay, so Best Brains, now I come to the name. Uh, do you go into how do you? I'm asking you deliberately because I haven't come across a DOS student at the university level, right?
Yeah.
How do you do your selection?
Hmm. We will not take the credit. I will say there are good students in Liberia. The only thing is that when you look for them or when you get them, you have to um, keep on motivating them and inspiring them. That's what I would say. Because we get the students from just the same thing. Students come, make inquiries, sit for the entrance exams, and then they come in. But when they know that there are no loopholes, in other words, you cannot spy to pass. Also, you cannot give money to pass. They begin to bend down to read, and you see them doing so well.
I've come across students, especially since we started talking about you. Students say they got experience that the entry into the BBRU system is too tight, and uh, they go other places, take entrance, fail too, but they accept them for like a semester. But BBRU, man, they said the hardest thing is to enter, especially not through. They said when you pass the entrance,
Yeah.
then you have, that means you should see yourself as a prize student, right?
Yeah.
So what do you do that students say that students you want students to do in terms of passing the entrance?
Basically, our entrance are just like any other entrance, comparable to a college entrance into tertiary institution. And just like what you said, people are like, "Oh, it's so difficult, I can't pass," and we say, "Okay, we are going to offer what I call a measure of grace." So it is possible for you to take the entrance again if you don't pass for the first time. And then it's also possible that if you don't meet up, you don't pass, we have a probation. We have a probational status you can come into, or we call it provisional admission, where you take less credit and we work with you. We work with you. You see those students you are seeing as good students today. Many of them came not very strong, you see, but our
Okay.
value is that we don't write any student off. We don't
You
say
mold them.
yes, yes. We have never rejected any student to say no, you can't make it. But when you come where you are, we begin to work with you. We have for English language, because I think the basics of any educational program is basically mathematics and English language. If you know English well, you can read, definitely you'll be able to learn a lot of things very fast. So we have a very patient English teacher, Reverend Dr. Toga, James Party Toga. Can you imagine he has a PhD, but he's teaching students who are
Freshman.
freshmen and those who are on probation.
Yeah.
And he will work with these students. I
Because I noticed he's very patient
I
with,
tell
with
him
people of such.
he has a calling to helping people.
Yes.
Yeah, that is his calling.
Yeah.
He would come down to the level, almost like taking basic vocabulary, almost like one-on-one. And anybody that passes through his hand, there is no way you can go anywhere and not do very well in terms of written English or even spoken English. All right.
Okay, Mrs. Tapet, thank you so much. This is State of the Nation. Let me come to the two students. What's your level now, Aaron?
Yeah. I'm a senior student now at the Best Brains International University.
Okay.
Okay.
You said you were reading.
Public administration majored in economic minor.
Okay. So, deliberate question once again. How has Best Brain trained you for the better? How? A testimonial introductory comment.
Yeah. Since I entered Best Brains International University, my level of experience have changed, which of course I'm outside there now and with my colleagues or trying to teach them some things, some values like integrity from the Best Brains International University have made me to be one of the astute students outside there in order to make impact. Because one of the things that the president or Reverend Luther Tappert did inform us on is that you have to be a man of integrity. No matter where you are, no matter your status, you have to become a problem solver. Yeah. So these are things that we have been taught of, and it's part of our life wherever we go. We are not or just seekers, but we are to be a creator of jobs, and we have to be a problem solver. We should not add problems or to Liberia, but we are to be a solution to problems. So these are my experience, and Best Brains is very good. It's a good university or cutting-edge university in the Republic of Liberia that is teaching our students moral value, academic excellence, teamwork, and integrity as well.
Okay, let me come to Tuba. Tuba, sorry.
Yeah.
People say at Best Brain is all work, no play. All work, no play. All work, no play. Tell me, what time do you people? Man, even in the cafeteria, students are dividing themselves into macro groups, reading. I mean, for God's sake, this is the cafeteria. And nobody's going to tell me, say, why are you disturbing in the cafeteria? As a matter of fact, when you're eating, when the spoons are knocking the bowls, it makes noise, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the last time I heard a student look at the friend and say, but we are studying here. The guy had to say, hey, we got a library. Go to the library. This is cafeteria. So all work, no play. Of course, you know what comes out.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm so grateful today to be here again for the second time on this platform. The Best Brains International University, if you just look at the Best Brains International University, and the motto says that leading to make the difference. So in Liberia, politically, people talk. They talk about the problem. They can find a solution to the problems. But at Best Brains University, it makes you to think outside of the box. That we all know people go to colleges and people say they are certain level, but yet cannot behave the way they are expected to behave. But at Best Brains, there is no play. It doesn't mean that you guys can't mingle around or you can't go out. We got sporting activities a few months ago. We went on the SKD.
Man, I went to that place, man. You guys were zero, man. That was zero.
You saw us.
You guys were zero. Let me tell you now.
So we play. We were
So you
playing.
just wanted to play because you guys couldn't even understand which way to attack.
So we play. We have activities, but yet indeed, one of the honor laying rock of the establishment of Best Brains University is to restore that image of education in Liberia back to Liberia. Before then, we had foreigners, aliens were all flowing in influx university in this country at the time. We had a University of Liberia had now turned to a political ground. People were all there
No, no,
learning and they went back.
don't mention my alma mater. Can we spoil the friendship now?
So the French scored because
But go ahead. Just
okay,
kidding.
yeah. Other countries' leaders came, they were being taught here, they were being formed here, they were being molded here, and they were being mentored here. They left the university and they went back, they made great impact. But now, after the Civil War, everything is falling apart. So Best Brain is that silent uh, solutionist or solution center right now in Liberia that it's very quiet. So as you go there, parents are there wanting their child or children to achieve some quality education because quality is not just about the grade. I can assure you, Mr. Sellee, that even a student at Best Brain that score F can be an A student in another university. They are not to call name.
This is not your first time talking that thing. You really sure about that?
100% sure.
Sure.
So if you can score a C, you got a very strong C and a very weak A because you got students that can come on they show you it's not about the grade. One good thing that I realized at Best Brain is not only about the grade. Teachers don't have problem with the grade, but they want to make you to understand that there's difference between a grade and preparing you to rub shoulders with others in society.
Yeah, man.
It's preparing you to be able to rub shoulders in society because now we are living in a global village. Before then, there were no iPhone, we were using typewriter. You are aware of that. Everybody doing assignment, you tell people now it's a digital world. So you can stay here and interact with others on the other side. So he have come to medium and he gone to small size now. So you used to write, you go to the post office before your letter goes out, but now you can text anybody anywhere and you receive it. So you have to be prepared. So Best Brain is that university that is doing that to bring Liberia back on the stage when it comes to academic working.
Okay, so I used to attend a school, Advantage High School on Camp Johnson Road. The principal was a no-nonsense principal. Madam, she's still around, Madam Lucinda Cole Carter, an educator par excellence. She got us into academic works to the point where we were the underdogs in any sporting activity at the time. I remember we lost to St. Samuel 7-0. But when we caught that St. Samuel in academic challenge, we used to call Quasi.
Yeah.
SDA was at 120, they were at -5. Mo Ali today, yeah, he was on the quizzing team. So I just brought in relaxing a little bit. I'm seeing in the chat room an invitation is there for you people to participate in university games coming up in October or November, and I look forward to seeing you people there. So relax your mental tension a little bit. Dr. Madam Tapet, let me bring you. The two buildings are massive. Man, the academic building, the classroom. Did you do it deliberately? One classroom hosting can host up to two, maybe 100 students. I'm seeing they're all large, 100 plus, and then don't make any attempt to go to the computer lab. What do you call computer studio? Why you I don't want to say extravagantly building structures. I'm looking at the university, the academic and the university, the two massive buildings apart from one area to the other. What came to your mind? They're so structurally huge As I've always said, the only university that I know in Liberia that will have, how you call it, elevator. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the elevator. What came to your mind?
Well,
You don't like to do things small, right?
yes, but then we are also building for the future.
Okay.
Yes, there is a philosophy that is behind the Best Brains project, and it's the cutting edge,
Mm-hmm.
making sure that things are not done just for today,
Okay.
but for tomorrow. Because, like my husband, Reverend Tape, usually says,
Mm-hmm.
um, success without a successor is basically failure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we are also thinking about when people come, when the population increases. So you don't want to now start breaking down and expanding. You already have a structure that is in place to accommodate any form of increase of population. Secondly, the goal is having a place that is conducive,
Mm-hmm.
having a small cramped classroom or facilities for education
Mm-hmm.
does not enable the students to be able to be their best. The facilities that where students study, has an impact on their ability to comprehend,
Mm-hmm.
even to develop love for education or for learning. So those are the two things that are behind why the buildings are like that. I would say is we put it down to vision.
Mm-hmm.
How big is your vision? I think it is the former president of Liberia that said, if your vision does not scare you, then it is not big enough. And so that is
Yes,
why we
if
are
your
looking
dream
forward
doesn't scare you, then it
to.
is not a dream at all. Then you're not ready. You're not ready yet. So it is exactly 3:30. This is State of the Nation. Doctor, Madam Tape, Vice President BBRU, and two students are here giving testimonials about uh, what what is happening at that university, um, which is fast growing. Several individuals are online monitoring. Let me recognize James Quenya, there in Firestone, Emmanuel Kanga Jr., you there in Mangibi County, Tago Kwekwe Miller, you there in Zozo Lofa County, the station manager of Radio Live in Zozo. I'm also looking at Maxine Ope, watching from uh, what is that? Cam Johnson in intercession. Okay, let me come to this one. Recognize some of you who are on the line. Christopher Ure, following District 2, Mike Gibby, Hilton Jedo, you there in Logan Town, Bobby Allison, you watching from the RCR community. Today it is not from the NPP headquarters. Thank God you are around. Morris Taylor, yes, this is the best program right now in Liberia. Thank you for your commendation. Peter Dokpa is following from the Philippines in the far east of Asia. Needs time on the station. Who needs time? Peter, yes, just inbox me so we can arrange. I can do that for you since you are in the diaspora and I guess you're missing back home. I'm following from Kakata City. Thank you so much. That's David Jayon and Ezekiel Johnny watching from, sorry, Ezekiel Johnny watching from ELWA Hospital Junction. Joseph Kabe, you're there on Magibi County on the RIA Highway, and this goes on. This is State of the Nation. We are discussing education. What are the best places to go? So I'm on the website of BBRU and I'm going through the president's message. This message is pinned on your website. I want to wholeheartedly welcome you to the Best Brains International University family. As the most celebrated Africa icon, Nelson Mandela, noted, education is the bedrock of any thriving society. Over the years, especially after the Civil War, that lasted for nearly 2 decades and claimed the life of over 250,000 lives. Former President Madam Ellen Johnson said, described the post-war Liberia educational system as a mess. Unquote. Mrs. Tappet, I was at the Baptist seminary in one of the chapels when Madame Sellee made this statement. I don't want to believe she thought it would have gone a long way. This statement is still alive, it's growing, except that you people attempt to kill it, to turn it for the best instead of worse. Since that statement was made, it's 8, 9 years going on. Tell me, where you think Liberian educational system is right now, using the BBIU as an example?
Hmm. I don't know whether I will be an expert to be able to comment on the.
Are we making progress since that statement was made?
I would say we are making progress. Interestingly, I taught at the Baptist Theological Seminary as well. I've taught at Best Brains Academy for over 10 years now. So I've encountered students of Liberia ranging from kindergarten all the way up to university level. I would say we are making some progress. I would say the good schools are coming up. I would say teachers are being better trained. I'm excited about what the Ministry of Education is doing right now from our consultation with the communications director, Reverend Maxine Blayton. I, I am hearing good things about the new Minister of Education and their measures they are bringing out to make sure that things are better in the educational system. I believe if we continue with this, and keep on. You don't relax. Education knowledge is changing at such a very fast pace. So if we continue at what we are doing, I'm very sure that that statement will soon one day become a thing of the past, as all schools will begin to work towards improving the delivery of their services, the level of their teachers, the facilities that they have, the evaluation process, and also resources like books, libraries, and computers, things that students need to be able to enable them to learn well. That statement can be a thing of the past. We are making progress. That is what I would say. And that's where Best Brains Academy and Best Brains International University is also doing. We are part of the process of making that statement. I think we say we want to move from a mess to the best.
Okay, Mr. Best.
Yeah.
So let's move on. You said what, when do we see the first graduate, the pioneers, the vanguard class leaving? When?
I believe in 2025 we should be able to bring out our first graduate. I have with me here in studio two senior students. Yeah, but this is one thing about what we do there at Best in BBIU. We have an internship program.
Okay.
So we have a program where every student will have to go out and then get an internship experience in a workplace, actual workplace, for 3 months. So we've discussed it with our seniors, and after writing their thesis, or some of them in the process of writing their thesis, they have to go out. The purpose of that is this: to give them experience of a real workplace, so that when they are going out, they are job ready. Two, to enable them to see what is required, what are the demands of the workplace, so that they don't go out green, they don't go out immature, but at least they have had the experience. And three, to enable them to have some access into the workplace, know people in your career, in your field, know some names, meet some people, so that when you finish and you have your very beautiful diploma, you have somewhere you can go and start, giving out your letters of application and be able to transit to get a job quickly. So that is one of the distinctive of our programs at Best Brains International University. So you don't worry. I'm sure we are still working on them. I think we are adding the finishing touches now. When they come out, they will definitely be the best case.
Okay, so we will soon open the lines for public participation. But Aaron, in the year 2025, that means you are cruising close to you say goodbye to your first tertiary alma mater. This it is an excitement, right?
Yeah.
You can't wait for it to come.
Yes.
But guess what? The university says it's not putting out the N and a half baked. It's a whole human being they want to That's why you have to go for an internship for three months. That's 90 days. I don't know whether it's credited.
Oh yes, oh, it's
It's
going to be, yeah. There will be proper supervision, monitoring, reports will be sent,
grace as
everything.
well.
You,
You see
you,
that?
you know,
So
that's
so
great.
you think you are out, but you still not out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, sure.
you gotta double it up, and you gotta double it up so that how is the community responding to your sit your position your establishment in their community. It's a residential area, very quiet, very good to bring children up. And I've always bragged, if I were living on the other side of Morovia, right,
Yeah.
I wouldn't see any need to send my children to town for tertiary education. Man, in that noise, sorry, with no offense to those universities,
Yes, definitely.
but you got a golden opportunity here. The internet is fast, and in fact, students are encouraged to make use of the internet. The environment is quiet, is friendly, no pollution. You don't. So I don't see the reason why I don't want you even, bother to go to town or for a university degree, except if you were there and you almost, and sometimes it's good to just make use of what you have. How is the community responding to the establishment of BBIU in their community? I'm talking about Tika Village.
Yeah, thank you so much. We are located in Thinkers Village, like you mentioned, Guest House Junction, and then I think they
Ophid,
call the
Area
place
F.
Oldfield Area F. The people have been so nice, welcoming. When the building was being uh, constructed, the people were kind of like those who were watching out on whether our materials were even being stolen or not. So that was interesting. They are excited that we have such a facility, a school within the community. They are so welcoming. Not a day passes by when you don't have people coming and asking, making inquiries about what we are doing and how they can be a part of the school. So it is great that we are there. And like you already noted, the environment is quiet. You cannot do academic work in a very noisy place. It is just impossible. And so we are blessed to have such a conducive environment. You don't have cars honking their horns
Mhm.
and passing all over the place. You don't have people shouting. Very quiet. You want to stay there and do research. Wow, it's a
Mhm.
researcher's paradise. You are just there
Do
and
you admit other students?
for students.
No, I'm in the school, and the environment is so quiet,
Yeah.
conducive for research purpose. The internet is fast. Do you allow them to come to make use of your facilities?
We've not had such cases, so we cannot say we have. Maybe we can look into it. We are still working on building our library. We have a digital library, and with that, maybe we could allow for guests. We call them guest
Hmm.
users,
Hmm.
yeah, to the library. But
Okay,
we've
so
not
we are
had
about
that.
to open the lines, and I see a couple of your students online. I see Nukwe A. Josh. Nukwe George says, I'm following. Thanks, Mrs. Tapper. And the students, the English teacher is called Redo. Is that how you call him?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Redo?
yeah,
But
Daratoga,
for
yeah.
what reason?
uh, Whenever maybe Daratoga sees your work and then your work is not in accordance to the instructions,
You put it in
then
Redo.
yeah, redo.
Okay.
He don't really or maybe like make you maybe feel like you are disqualified, but he always tell you that you can do your best. So you have to go and be able to do some work and then submit the work again. If it is not qualified, you have to do redo again.
Mr. Sellee, students will always give names to teachers. So
Yes, exactly. That's why I say I'm sure there was a reason for
Yeah.
giving a Redo.
He does that for you to be at your very best.
Okay, so Aaron Nimle Pay says, thank you so much, Madam Vice President of BBIU. Precious Gaga is also watching on. These are a couple of your students. So this is the number to participate. More questions maybe in your mind that I didn't ask the vice president. 077-5144278. What could be an inquiry into admission? Could be um, students' behavior or instructors' behavior. Well, the platform is now yours for the next 7 minutes. 077-5144278 or 077-2859-61. Let's see what I can take this call for this end. Sorry. I mistakenly canceled it. All right, let me take this one. Hello? Hello? Yes?
Yeah, good afternoon, please.
Good afternoon. Let's see. What's your name?
Yeah, good afternoon. This is Elijah Chi Kamoyo. I call you from a old resident to be precise. And let me share our mother is children mother. Thank you very much. Thanks to Reverend Campbell as well. He's doing a great plan for the people of Nigeria. I will appreciate him. He has done well. But my concern is Reverend Campbell is fighting for landlords, disabled youth, and other people, street people, and he has done well for them. But other people are not in the street. They are also in the school where they don't have children as well. So if you focus on people who spoil themselves in the street as well, then other people will have the opportunity to go to school, but they are waiting. They don't have somebody who is scared. I will manage myself and not be in the street.
Okay.
In that direction as well.
Thank you. Thank you. They're taking note. Why is Reverend Tappe reaching out to those he referred, this caller referred to as deliberate misuse of their future, then leave people who don't have the capacity to go to school. Let me take this caller. Hello. 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 So you have to. There's a glitch somewhere. Let me. Oh my goodness. Hello. Hello. Sorry. Let me take it from here. I don't know what's happening with this other line. Yeah. So, all right. This caller is on the line. Let me take you. Hello.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay. First, good afternoon. I'm Jay Mano at I come from on the Bushwood Island.
That's the
Yeah. So basically, I want to ask Madam Tamper, Mrs. Tamper, rather. Firstly, let me say thanks for the institution. Do you have a rounds bill for the university, like person with disability, which user can have access to the university?
Thank you.
Secondly, do you people have any plans in including visually impaired students to enroll in the university?
All right, thank you very much. Let's see what I can take this other caller. I don't know, this other phone is freezing. A couple of messages are coming. Let me take this other caller. Hello? Hello? Chief.
Yeah.
My family meeting on here.
Yeah, all right.
You're live, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Look, George, and let me say thank you to Mrs. Tappet and this. There's another part of the Best Brains International University that I'd like to share my experience.
You got to do it quickly in 1 minute.
Yes, that is the computer program. I started the Best Brains International University. I knew nothing about computer. So as we go on up to my second year with computer, I can tell you for sure I run a business in Omega Market. Through the Excel work that I learned from Best Brains International University, I do all of my business calculation through the Excel work. So that's one of the programs that I see at the best. that I see that is changing the educational system in Liberia. There are all universities that will teach you the proper way of, let's say, learning, but they do not expose you to computer, but being exposed to computer,
Okay. All right.
having computer knowledge from Best Brains Academy.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Nukwe, giving a testimonial, a student. Let me see whether I can take this other one. The caller. Okay, let me take this one. Hello? Hello? Yes, what's your name?
I'm Precious.
Okay, a student, right?
Yes.
Precious, let's hear you. Give your testimonial.
Firstly, I want to say thank you to my mentoring video, Mrs. Christine Chapel, and also to our president and proprietor, Mr. Chapel, for the vision towards the best needs academy and the best needs international university. I am alumni of the best needs academy of students at the best needs international university. I want to say thanks so much to them that vision towards the school.
Oh, you came from the academy, right?
Yeah.
Oh, then you found yourself at the university.
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's good. So, how has the university turned you to be for the better? That I mean,
Come again?
what has the university done for preparing you for the future?
Well, the president has done so much, like, they have shaped my mind in so many ways, both moral and academically. They have done so much. They have so many impacts on my life. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Pressure Gaga, right?
Yes.
Pressure, as you are forced to put D there. Pressure. Oh. My friend, play, go sit down, man. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Precious. Yes, your students are calling you. This inquiry online, please ask Mrs. Tappe to talk a little bit about the high school Best Brain Academy. And the second question is, are there any requirements waiver for students graduating from the high school component of the establishment? So you heard the questions. We can't take calls anymore. Time is fast spent. Madam.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry. Okay, let's hear you.
Okay, thank you. First of all, let me address the fellow that asked about the buildings, whether they can accommodate people with disability. Yeah. I would say yes. Our very front entrance is built as a ramp, if you have observed it. That's for the purpose
of... And the cafeteria too.
We'll have a ramp, and then we are working towards the elevator thing so that people with disability could easily access every part of the building. Then the Best Brains Academy is there as a high school. Is from kindergarten to 12th grade. In fact, right now, preparations and registration is going on for the enrichment program and the vacation school, because we feel that sometimes it's better to pass through the enrichment program for new students to pass through the enrichment program so that they will be able to adjust to the school setting before the school year starts. So if anybody is interested, I think they can send a message to, or they can call me. My number is, can I give my number, Mr.
Yeah, please do that. Please do that.
My number is 0770 199 708. 077-199-708. And then maybe before we leave, Mr. BBIU will give his number as well so that people can get inquiry from him.
That is an affirmation from you. I just called that name to the father you told me now.
Don't worry,
Mr. BBIU.
We have baptized him with that name.
Okay. Yes, but another question. Yeah, visually impaired.
Yeah, but visually, the academy has. Yeah, in fact, this year we are going to be having our first graduate, visually impaired graduate. Yeah, she was with us from the junior high, and she was able to stick through, and she's graduating this year. So we have program for that for the academy. At the university level, I think it is possible. I feel that visual impairment rather is not a disability is not a problem if the person has the will. I think it was Ellen Keller. She was a blind and deaf lady in the United States that said that being without sight, physical sight, is not a loss. It's not a tragedy, but being without vision is a tragedy. Yeah, so that's our vision, that if students come, no matter what their disability is, they can start from somewhere and move gradually and be able to earn a degree and also be able to contribute their quota to the nation. Yeah, and
Yeah.
if somebody comes from the academy, we have a waiver. The person doesn't have to take the entrance because we've taught the person. I teach English at the senior high level. So at least we know them. So if you are able to graduate from Best Brains Academy, you are good to go into the
Do I have to
university.
take aptitude test?
No.
No. It's a carte blanche.
Yes.
Okay.
Because we are very proud of our graduates.
Yes. All right. So time is fast spent. We got 3 minutes. So we give 1 minute each to the two students, and then Mrs. Tappe will give you a consolation of additional 2 minutes to close up. Yes, Aaron?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Sellee. So, Best Brains International University is located at inside Guest House, Tinga Village. If you want to come at the university for entrance, entrance is ongoing, and then you can come at the junction at Guest House, and then ask the motorway rider. They will bring you straight at the university campus. So, to all my colleagues outside there, uh, boys and girls who are in search for a quality education, I want you to be convinced that Best Brains International University is the best place to be able to get and receive a quality education. So I want to encourage you, if you are from the rival field, wherever you are, from the length and breadth of the Republic of Liberia, Best Brains is the best place for you to be. Come and see integrity, come and see moral value, come and see academic excellence, where female student does not need to have sex with instructor for grace. There's no bribery at the Best Brains International University.
No pamphlet production.
Yeah.
For sale.
Yeah. So I want to encourage everyone outside there, come and experience what we are experiencing, quality education. Come, and then you will be problem solver in society. Thank
Okay,
you, Mr.
Chief. Let's hear you. Mr. Best Brain.
Yeah.
Mr.
So much.
BBRU, yeah.
You ask a question, a very familiar question to me, that you talk about the structure, why it was built in that direction or in that formal manner. I just want to tell every one of us in Liberia that Liberia, being the shining star of Africa, the first independent nation, everything that is done at the Best Brains campus is done to meet the international standard. So that building you see over there is just a practice ground yet. That which will be erected in the future to come will blow off your mind.
Where the practice ground?
What the one you're seeing right now is the practice ground. Best Brain
Somebody just sent me text asking about the Mangibi.
100 acres of land to develop. That will be the whole farm.
Wow.
Educational center where you will go and you live your life there and come back and be a solutionist. Then this coming Friday will be the entrance at the BBRU.
Oh, okay. So you prepare for a new semester?
Just $15. You don't need to walk after anything in our Liberian saying, just be yourself. You no stress. You do your entrance under a very good atmosphere. And of course, I want to challenge every one of us out there, my friends, my brothers, come, let us be a new generation of Liberia and a problem solvers. Let us stop discussing issues that we don't have authority over.
Okay.
At Best Brains, you will discuss and you will also come up with a clue. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Madam Tappe, 2 minutes.
Thank you. First of all, we just must be very grateful to you. You've been so gracious to allow us to come on your platform.
I'm doing this for a friend. You know, I started knowing Dr. Tappe that was 2008, 2009 when he started his monologue program, Insight for Successful Living. Yeah.
Okay. So thank you so much. For me, I just want to add that our programs we're offering, we have like 5 colleges now. Okay. We have the business college, offering the full spread of courses you can do under business college, like accounting, public admin, and the rest. We have the liberal arts, sociology, social works, international relations. I think we might be the only university in Liberia offering the Bachelor of Arts in International Relations and History. Then we have the IT school where we offer the BSc in networking and IT information technology. We have the College of Education where we offer the B.Ed in primary education, secondary education, and we are looking forward to starting next year also B.Ed education with emphasis or concentration in guidance and counseling, because that is one thing that we need in Liberia. And then we have the College of Health Science with a BSc in environmental science and BSc in public health. I just want to encourage everyone who is thinking about where you can go and get quality education to prepare you, to give you that also knowledge about entrepreneurship. So when you come out, you will not only be job ready, but you can also create jobs. So come to BBIU. I'm sure you will enjoy it. There is no doubt about it. You will definitely enjoy it. Thank you so much, Mr. Sellee.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. Sometimes you call say, Chris, it's difficult to get you on the phone. I'm sorry about that. But I've selected for you a song exclusively for you as a mark of honor for your role you play in molding the minds of the young people.
Wow.
Man, we are losing. If we all just sit and watch, we will lose a whole generation. Those who are sacrificing, they deserve our honor and praises. That's why I've queued this song for you. It's by Brian Asselin and Eric Desiro. Copyright 2009. We have no copyright to this. It started, you have made a difference. This is it. It's low. Mhm. This song is for those who heard the silent crowd, who stepped in to wipe the tears from the children's eye, for those who gave us a safe place to grow. You've made a difference. It's exclusively for you, Madam Christine Tappet. Thank you so much for coming.
You're
And tell your darling
welcome.
husband, Liberia will tell his story for your family's role in molding the minds of the Liberian children. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Okay.
There's much more than their craft to help our minds grow strong. Guide us through and through, so that we can make a life that we say thank you. You have shaped our minds. You have changed the world, one child at a time. You have been there in every.
You've always been there in everything you do. It is not selfish. We are proud of you. Madam Christine Tappet, Vice President for Academic Affairs, Best Brain International University, the wife of the chairman of the Unity Party, Madam Christine Tappet. Thank you so much. This is for you.
everything I do. I hope that you're as proud of me as I am proud of you. You'll always be there in everything I do. I hope that you're as proud of me as I am proud of you.
So it is give and take. If you're proud of me, myself, I'm proud of you. Let's give the flowers to those who deserve it, um, who deserve their honor, as we have always done. So the state of the nation. My name is Chris. It is about 3 minutes after 4 o'clock. We take a musical break. When we come back, we take Josh P. Lobo, an unapologetic firebrand intellectual of the ruling Unity Party. He tells me early this morning, uh, this government is moving deliberately and nothing we're doing that we're not aware. These are our plans, we promise, and we are delivering. How will you break in the middle of this kind of a controversy where, man, I saw some kind of post. Yeah. The folks, I know president is a title, right? But if you don't want to go away with, you don't even want to use the word former president anymore. Yeah, you see, man, man, president, yes, it's seldomly used. But if you go about saying, okay, His Excellency, President, this is coming to address the nation. It was so good that not this morning there was not a playing of the national anthem, but it would have looked some awkward. So we take a musical break. To be right back, this is Lucky Dube. It's titled Family Ties. I love this one so much.
She was wondering one day, it was 3 in the morning, the doorbell rang, she got
Lucky Dube, Family Ties.
You know, yeah, I guess.
Good afternoon to you, Your Excellency Joseph Yuma Boakai, President of the Republic of Liberia. I salute you, my uncle. Family Ties with Lucky Dube. What's about you, Koto Melissa Togba Weir of the Internal Audit Agency? Good afternoon to you, ma'am. Woman of substance, I salute you this afternoon. Koto Melissa Togba Weir of the Internal Audit Agency. What's about you, Precious Tita Boli? Now, I told you, the NPP will not. The CDC will not get NPP's cooperation. A star of the NPP has just texted me. So you can say that a million times, we will not cooperate with the CDC new tactics. We are member of the opposition. but we got no association with the CDC. Hello? Tell me what? Irresistible. What? I just bumped into one of them guys who made this radio station where it is today. The irresistible pony. Good afternoon to you, Chief. You there on the Bourgeois Island. Man, those were the colors that spoke truth to power via radio. Family ties. And he tells me, look, Chris, you're not retiring now. Already Josh Lobo is in studio. I don't like the way this man walks in studio. But he doesn't walk slowly. He moves like. But man, open it to that. Let me come. Yes. Uncle, good afternoon. Are you there? Yes, I can hear you. You're loud and clear. You're back on the platform with your. This is not fun meeting, uncle nephew. Man, we'll pull it aside. I'm going to pull you by your legs. Even though I've been labeled as one who has taken side, nobody understands my style of journalism. One of the major areas where I've beaten almost everyone. I don't use my platform to issue invective, whether old, young, or middle. No, I don't equally use this platform to allow another person to target another person uses this platform. What I do is, if you say you do this and you do it, man, I will hail you. If you say it and you did not do it and you expect me to be drum and dance, no, you're not going to get the call back, Siafa. How are you, Chief?
I'm doing great, Chris. It's good to be back in the country. It's good to be back.
Man, I saw you with your kids, man.
Yeah.
I saw you with your kids.
And don't need the wife out.
With your wife.
She takes it personal and she's watching.
Yeah. Oh, she's watching?
Yeah. So
oh, really?
When you say your kids,
my auntie, hello, auntie.
She takes it personal.
Yeah. Okay, yes, I saw you with family actually in a square. You are taking them out for family time. After when they fire at you, you go and you reinvigorate to come and fire back. This morning when you called me, I thought I didn't see any. Someone, your wife is injured.
No, that's my sister. Bernice Jones is my wife.
Okay,
she needs to change his last name because
yes. So Inja is reminding me the wife too. Is watching and was there. Yeah. Yes, thank you so much. So when you called me this morning, I said, I noticed some disappointment in your voice, but you look like you were tired or you just came from sleep.
I just woke up, Chris.
I see. I see. I thought then you when yes, Uncle.
I told you to get the king juice ready.
Yes,
and kill it all. So I can't be tired when I tell you to do those things.
That was what he told me. Man, get the king juice ready and kill the hog. Yeah. I said, no, this man wants. This man wants to. Welcome to the platform, man.
Thank you. It's good to be here, Chris.
Yes, thank you so much. I cannot force any hardcore political figure who will blackmail or blacklist a radio station unless that man can be removed. I cannot appear on that radio station. We've lost some of our friends along the way from the ruling. I can tell you, I'm confessing now. Mother Molu and I were blood. We're blood. We confided in each other. From the day the CDC was announced winner, I didn't know this guy had something embedded in him that he would have cut off from me for 6 unbroken years. And I'm going to reach out to him. The time is over now. I stepped over today at his civil society headquarters. He's out. I took his number and I will place a call to him. We were too close to having too far under a CDC-led government. I was not looking for a job, as I said. I turned down a special assistant portfolio to a government minister under the CDC. I said no. I wouldn't have. I campaigned against the CDC 2017. The CDC warned us. We packed and left. I'm not going to be one of those who will pretend. And I told that government minister, I'm sorry. You're still my friend, but we can keep the relationship. But to the extent it went.
Business.
No, come here, Chief. To the extent it went that two friends who wine and dine together
to be apart
for political reason, it got me afraid, got me scared, and that's why you saw me. Or sometimes
I got my friends in the CDC. I still talk.
Now that he bid farewell to the CDC, I'll go and look for him. I don't know what. What about Malu from one layman?
Every time he sees me, we're very close. He will hug me and say, "My man, what's up, my brother?" We're very close.
Yes.
Malu and I, while he was chairman, I still got good friends in the CDC. Siwa Bridge, Sekou Kalasco, including Samuel Toy, Big Brother Eugene Nangbe. I got nothing but respect.
Yeah, but Eugene, for Eugene, it is an evergreen relationship. He's a big brother. I don't go there with.
My disagreement with them is on governance issue. It has nothing to do.
Simple. So you were here. You're 6 months into governance.
Yes.
Half of one of the years in governance. You are over in the place. You're opening so many fronts. If you are not indicting, you are inviting people of person of interest. If you are not inviting person of interest, you are suspending after audit report. In the first place, take a stock of your stewardship for six months.
You know, Chris, on a serious note, I want to first and foremost thank the Liberian people for the confidence and trust bestowed upon the Unity Party, especially our standard bearer then, now President, His Excellency Joseph Numa Boakai. The Liberian people went to the polls and decided that indeed, after appearing on Truth FM multiple times, where we made a case, one of substance, and where we argued that the CDC did not have what it took to govern the country. We made that case extensively, and the Liberian people agree with us. And based on how terribly the CDC was performing, based on the lack of governance and what the CDC brought, the disruption in normal businesses, the tarnishing of our reputation on the international stage, and all of its calamity it came with as a CDC. The Liberian people entrusted us with power. But we have not forgotten. You know, I always tell people, for us, these 6 years is an opportunity to show the Liberian people indeed what governance means. Chris, yeah, we opened a lot of fronts. We agree. But again, during the campaign, we promised our people. One of the landmarks of our argument was on the basis of accountability and in the culture of impunity, good governance, the rule of law, and ensuring that we improve the living conditions of our people. Those were the promises. I didn't leave America to come here and to be passing around for free. Those were the promises we made. Before I came here, I was speaking with one of the deputy minister of public works. We met on the sidelines, and I parked my car and went to him. And my question was, where are we with the roads and what roads are we looking at? And he said, George, give us 2 years. In the next 2 years, quota will reach schedule. Those are the commitments we made. The people were not able to take roads.
Hold on, Uncle.
In the next 2 years, yes, Chris, quota will reach schedule. We're done. We're serious about it. Look, we are looking at opening new corridors. Our promise is to improve the lives of our people. We are looking at roads that can be accessible. We're looking at bypass, alternative routes, Chris. And so while we look at those things, we also were very clear with the Liberian people that indeed to end the culture of impunity 170 plus years, Chris, where people have gotten rich at the expense and the detriment of our people, Hospitals are without beds, without medicine. I had the privilege recently, Chris, to tour the country with the Minister of Education, Dr. Jaso Jala. Chris, I'm telling you, some of the conditions of our educational infrastructure is terrible.
Oh,
They're
very terrible.
pathetic.
Leave that.
I want to say this to you. And for anybody to sit back and be sympathetic with someone who enriched himself, who stole public funds, you yourself, you must be heartless and don't have a heart. And I want to be very clear.
Just use the word alleged now, Chief.
You listen to me. Listen, the reports are very, very clear. Very, very clear. Chris, when it comes to money, they're very thick. There are a few words you can use when you talk about money. If something is there, it will not be missing. If something is properly accounted for, that means it's there. If something cannot be accounted for, that means it's not there. There's no other word about it. So I gotta be. Those are my words, not your words. So
okay, go on, Chief. Go on, Chief.
So let me be very clear.
But along the way, you will receive several checkpoints. I'll have to interject.
I like that.
Okay,
you know,
go on.
Myself, I'm not speaking up to this.
Yes,
but we want to be very clear. So let me say this, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
We promise the Liberian people that to end the culture of impunity, gone are those days where people will come to public service. That is supposed to be the landmark, the ground where people come, qualified, competent, experienced citizens come to give back to their country. That public service will now be the place, the reservoir where thieves, incompetent, unethical, unprofessional people come to steal from the country. That culture has to end. And we're very clear about it. And that Joseph Newman Boaka, we said, will begin the end of that regime. And that is what we've started. So listen, we are acting based on the reports we have. And I would recommend to all Liberians, rather than running around and yelling and talking about people witch hunting you, I would say to you, read the reports. And if you have anything, and the good thing about our Constitution, we intend to abide by the rule of law in this country. We believe that every single person accused is presumed innocent until proven guilty in the court of competent jurisdiction. So what I will suggest, rather than gathering people to say you get in the street or do what you want, take the evidence you have, go to the courts and exonerate yourself. Get yourself some good lawyers. Prove to us that what report. The good thing about it, the Auditor General, I think you know who appointed him. You can't say it's a witch hunt. But let me make a few things very clear, Chris, before you come in. On the basis of witch hunt, I think our friends in the CDC should stop. They should stop. President Weah is quite unfortunate. You pardon Bernie Samuka. Your government prosecuted a defense minister who served this country diligently for 12 unbroken years. Your government humiliated him. And let's be clear as to what Bernie Samuka was prosecuted for. Bernie was prosecuted for misapplication of public funds. They didn't say he just took it for himself. They said the money was meant for pension, but he took it to prepare AFL soldiers being deployed in Mali.
Misapplication.
We are talking about your own, not even to say we needed you to buy MRI machine in the southeast, but you took the money to buy MRI machine for the hospital in Foya. That is not what we are discussing. We are talking about money that people took and put it in their pocket and built mansions in this country and bought big cars and put more goals on them to think that it's some rich people. Listen, folks, I want every single Liberian, whether you sedition, unity party partisans, listen, we didn't, at this time, it's time to govern. Joseph Newman Boaka is the president for all Liberians and not for one party. But we want to be very clear. If the law finds you guilty, we'll go for you. If the other report implicates you, we'll find you. And I want to say this. You will have nowhere on this earth to hide yourself. I can assure you that.
You know, the problem about you speak so authoritatively, and the people are afraid. They get scared because of past precedents. Corruption cases. I was wondering last night where, except for Jeffrey Brownie Samuka of recent, who was convicted of in a corruption case, these cases will just come and die. That's why many people believe Mr. Samuka's case was so political and witch hunting, which they don't want to agree to, but now they want you people to agree that you are witch hunting them. My point here is this vigor that you have now, you're moving with a terrestrial speed. I don't know how it's going to end.
It's going to end. It's going to end one way. It's going to end in the courts. End of story. It's going to end with the law. It started with the law and it should.
And you know what? You're sending it to the court. You're not going to dictate to the court to adjudicate the case.
Look, Chris, we've been very clear. We'll let the law take its course. I'm not an ignorant to the rule of law. I know in the courts, people will argue. The government through the Ministry of Justice will make a case, and I think that will be done. I can't predict or preempt what will happen at that time. But all I can say to you, and for the Liberian people that have waited countless number of years to see this come to fruition, we begin the process. On the issue of ending the culture of impunity, I'm not just talking about going to fight corruption, Chris. President Boakai, I was glad to be in the mansion that day when the president signed the executive order for the establishment of the office of the War and Economic Crime Court. Those were promises we made. Look, Chris, we told the Liberian people to trust us. And what makes a man is his word. We gave them our word, they trusted us, and they voted for us. We'll keep our word, and I've been very consistent. And every time I have the opportunity to sit with the president, one thing I've always reminded him is that we'll keep every single bit of the promises we made to our people. And there's no, I don't care what it is. If we promise to put the bill rolls, Chris, that's why I can sit here today. The reason why you see me tell you I'll go to the Ministry of Public Works is because I know the emphasis we place on roads. I know the emphasis we place on improving the living condition of our people. If you see me touring with the education minister, it's because I know what we said about education. So, Chris, I want to be very clear with you. We are going to tackle the things we promise our people. And so the courts, the Liberian people, they are very, very inclined. People don't give them credit. If the court ruled that Christopher Sellee, who was accused, is innocent, will present all the evidence, then that will be left for the Liberian people to make a determination at that particular point in time. But at least we've done our job. And there where we're coming from, Chris.
So is a cut-off point now, or we still expect more indictments or what,
Oh,
suspension?
Chris, I will say this to you. We have not even started yet.
Stop. You're joking, Chief.
That is,
I'm sorry to say you're joking. You have not started.
no, that
You
is,
just indicted a former finance minister,
we have not started yet.
a national security advisor to a president. You say you haven't started.
Chris, we have not started yet. I want to be very clear with you. If anybody believe what they're saying in the news and what they've heard, uh, that is it. No, that is not even the tip of the iceberg. Chris, we're talking about no one have been indicted for 24 million on the counter for the EPS, right? I'm not here to read the other report, and I would recommend every agency when you read the other reports, the recommendations and the findings are so damning. And what I would recommend to my friends, I listened to the former president today briefly, and I think what the president should have done was to take his time and read. But again, I would not blame him. The former president, Madam Sellee, said that the boys don't read. She was right when she said that. Because if the former president would take his time to read the audit report, I think he would not have said the things he said today. And I think if he truly read again that he pardoned Bernie Samoka, I don't think he would say it is a witch hunt. Because his government prosecuted Bernie Samoka on allegations of corruption. So how is that different? So again, I understand this desperation to stay relevant in the public space. But let me say this to you, Chris. One thing we will do that will hide them consistently is as long as we continue to deliver on our promises, and as long as we continue to take the necessary steps to improve our people's life. Now, when you go to every ministry, Chris, you can see there's a sense of hope there. You can see people going to work. You can see that people actually are doing what they are being paid to do. And that is what we promised. We didn't promise to come here to be running behind people. Listen, when the guys had government, the people were holding press conferences every day. Imagine that. Now the people are like, what you expect? The people hold press conference every hour. That's normal. That's the whole motto. So for us, our job now is governance. We have other people who are ANC
You feel
supporters.
distracted?
Oh, no, I repeat. Listen, let me say this like this. Hell to the no. Not at all. Not one bit. Listen, there will come a time the gatherings will be at the cool. Don't worry. We haven't started yet. Don't worry yourself. I know that by the time we really start, there'll be less people to host press conferences. So I'm not worried, Grace. so don't worry yourself. Distracted by what, Chris? We are committed to investing in the people's life. And today we launched the agriculture zone. You saw that by the
Yes,
vice
the
president.
special economic zone.
Again, the other day the president turned on lights in Broadville. President Boakai, listen, and one thing I like about President Boakai is that he's so focused, committed, I'm sitting with the president before we went to the program for his anniversary. They brought him a laminated poster of all the major corridors where he went over and said, Josh, yeah, these are the roads, like you said, everything, this is where we are.
Josh, what is your role in this government? You're not one of his preferments, but you are always in his company.
And more of a son to the president. I like that because it has given. Listen, I'm extremely blessed and I'm humbled by the blessings of God. Not too many young men of my age can say the things that I say, can see the president at any point in time. And that's not something to talk about. It's not bragging, but I'm blessed. So appointed, not appointed, I'm fine.
So what did he say about the roads?
So
I,
again,
and
he
we,
is committed.
and
That is it.
let me tell you what happened.
Listen, that's a distraction. I'm telling you that is what he was thinking about. For him, Rose.
I was watching live, courtesy to the LNTV, when the president went to Broville. Just a stone throw from me,
Yeah.
right? He went to switch on electricity, but he mentioned road over 17 times. So I was saying, well, so that Omega used the moment to break ground for the road. He kept saying road, and the Omega kid of switch on electric, but he was better to see community roads as they are.
No, and let me tell
At
you,
least he got a taste of what we go through.
I can promise residents of Monrovia that this coming dry season, when it ends, Chris, when it ends, I'll come back to the studio to remind you again. Mark my word. I will not say what will happen, but again, let me say this to the Liberian people. President Boyka will not leave Liberia the way we inherited it. And Chris, look, let me tell you, for a man who walked from Wasonga to Monrovia, for him, he understands what the road conditions in this country look like. And this man, he has worked in different capacities, so he has traveled the length and breadth of this country. And he understands the suffering our people have gone through. There are people who are producing crops in Zwedru, in Sino, in Greenville, other places, that they can't even take it to the nearby county to sell. Look, let me tell you, roads foster development. If you want to attract foreign direct investments, road connectivity. Because if we convince a factory to establish, let's say in Banga, right? How can they get their goods to Monrovia? How can they get their goods, let's say, to a place like Zointa, other places, if the roads are bad? If they want to go to Guinea and the roads for the Banga Medicoma road is not paved. So roads are essential part of our ability to develop our country. So for President Boyka, I will tell you, nothing is close to his chest. As soon as you have to small about education, you bring a rabbi and say, George, education is tied into road, because if the roads are good, it's easy to put buses on. You go talk about healthcare. As soon as you're finished talking, he will say, George, there were roads playing.
No wonder why he mentioned 17 times road when he had gone to commission electricity.
Years later, you bring what we say. So you talk about improving the need to improve the hospital. You say, George, yeah, but look at the road. Even if we build new hospital to this place, the road's not accessible, how will you get the patients there? So for him, roads are everything. So they are essential to his developmental agenda. And not only that, accountability, good governance, Chief. For too long, this country.
So when all these things happening, George, what comes to your mind? There is an old saying: when the dry leaves are falling, it's a warning to the green ones. Well, you're auditing, you're suspending, you're indicting. Well, you may have escaped 2017. I'm talking about a UP-led government. Well, it was their business not to audit you. That's behind us now. But something you should be reminded in 2020, 2030, after the election 2029, 2030 January, a new government, if not the Unity Party or an affiliate of the Unity Party, man, you took 6 months. I can see a new government attempting to audit the UP-led government under Boyka in 3 months of his stewardship.
But Chris, I think we should state the facts also.
So what lessons are there?
So here's a few things. Let me point out. We were never afraid of audit. The failure of the CDC to act cannot be attributed to us. For us, we know our responsibility. We honor our commitments we made, and therefore will deliver on our promises to the Liberian people. What the CDC intend to do and how they will do it, that's their business. If the Liberian people believe that a government that borrows 1.1 billion and can show 200 million worth of development deserve any chance anywhere in the world to come back, that a government under which regime that the country passports were sold to alleged drug dealers and cartel members, and those are the type of things that Liberian people think about, that is down beyond. We'll not talk about it. But let me tell you one thing, Chris. I will give the current Mines and Energy Minister credit. Waymon Pay was the chairman of the Unity Party at that time. I recall Chairman Pay saying to the CDC government vehemently that CDC audit us. We asked them to audit our government. So that is their blame. It's up to them. We told the CDC people to audit us. We didn't stop them. And as far as I'm concerned, let me clarify something today. Many Liberians may not know, but who told you the CDC didn't audit the Unity Party? Let me, for the sake of this conversation, because I like to come to this conversation and provide facts. The CDC government president, we did commission an audit. The first audit was done at the Ministry of Agriculture. There was an audit done at what's it called? Or at NOCA, if you can recall. I will call his name here. The audit was led, the audit that was done at NOCA was led by Undubisi Unwambudike, the Nigerian man he appointed at that time, who was rejected. So there's no notion that CDC didn't audit us, not true.
So let me just read. I did a research yesterday. I made mention of it yesterday, but since you just made mention of it, let me just read this one. Waymon Pay, chairman of the immediate past ruling party, United Party, has taken the bull by the head by calling for an audit of a government his party ran for 12 years. It is of no secret. Let's leave that. He believes an audit of past public officials will give Liberians in the world a clear understanding of what the George Weah-led government inherited from the UP-led administration. Quote, President Weah, please audit the UP-led administration. Pay orange. Quotation continues. We say audit us, not you. Yours will follow later. The one he predicted is what happening now.
So Chris, this notion that we didn't want to be audited, it's a lie. Let me tell you, the CDC came to power lying their way up. And I always tell people, you might lie to get a girl, but you can't lie to keep her. Yeah, it's not.
I mean, you can manage it sometimes.
No, it's not possible. Listen, you first impression when you get a woman impressing her that you can't keep it up because they always want more. You know that. So the CDC lied their way to power. I think that is what embarrassed them. This is why they came to power for 6 months. They had no plan. They knew nothing. We call for audit. So their failure to audit us cannot be attributed to us for doing our job, Chris. And look, listen, I will tell my friends in the CDC, I have many of them there. I pray the audit don't find you, and I pray the audit don't implicate you. But if the audit does, here's my advice to you. Take this advice from your brother and your friend. Do yourself a favor. Get you some good lawyers. Bring all the documents you have. Go and exonerate yourself. What you will do, it will set you apart, and it will build a reputation for you for the rest of your life that you, your children will live on. But this notion of these mere basic scare tactics of, the people wish hunting us, folks, stop it. Cut it off. And let me be very clear here today. At no point in time, no one party in this republic should think that they have what it takes to scare a government. Not this government that some of us are part of. We are fully prepared at any given point in time.
What do you prepare for?
When I say prepare, to ensure that
mortal combat,
to ensure that the rule of law prevails. And that is why we'll make sure that the relevant institutions will be used. Let me tell you today, I'll say this because I'm here. Look, you see Samuel Twa and I, we're very close. Very close. He's a big brother of mine, respect him, like him. Samuel Twa has this personality when you meet him one-on-one. Even if you're mad at him, he talks to you, you take a friend with him. If I tell you I had the privilege to sit one-on-one with Samuel Twa during the course of this election, how many of you believe it? But I did. Chris, I met them. We are not enemies. We need to understand this.
Sure.
We are Liberians just see things differently. We want different things for the country. And for some of us, we are committed to certain party, and that's it. For me, I'm a unity party man. So, end of story. But we're not enemies. The law remains the law. And I used to like my CDC friends. When they removed Justice Johnny, they said the law was the law. When they prosecuted Bernie Samokaya, the law was the law. The law was the only reason why Unity Party partisans were saying it was more of a political witch hunt, because President Weah himself had admitted that he and then former outgoing President Madam Sellee had a conversation with regards to that money with the debiting of the AFL account, which President Weah committed to. So if you commit to something, how do you renege on that? Which was something that for which, and then not only that, the court refused to allow both President Sellee and President Weah to testify in the court. Those things made it to seem like, okay, this is more fishy, because if this was the outgoing president who admitted that indeed she had a conversation with the incoming president and he agreed to do this and he failed to do it, that was why Bernie case was simple. But even with that, you didn't hear us at the Unity Party say we're going to go gather and march in the street, we're going to bring heaven down. We didn't say that. You deny us a senatorial seat. When Bernie Samoka won, we didn't say we'll bring heaven down, folks. And we want to be very clear. Your failure to prosecute the Unity Party or your failure to act upon audit reports, folks, this is a new day. And one thing I will tell you, I said it to you before when I used to come here to campaign, that the JMB you see moves slow, quietly like you think. He is not as quiet as many of you people think he is. I know him very well. I see
all
him
people can say.
JMB is of no joke. And I will tell you, he hasn't even started yet.
The old people can say if the fish can come from under the water and say, well, today there's no food for the crocodile, who am I to say it is not true? You are with the president you think is not the president you think he is.
No,
so you want me to contest that?
Many Nigerians know. I used to tell them over and over. I appear on Spoon, on many different platforms. I always used to say.
People are commenting here, they said they want you on Spoon.
Yeah, they know why they want me on Spoon, but I like to be here. I like to do it here, and I'll make appearances. I understand it. I get calls every day to go to Spoon, but let me tell you why, Chris. I would love to make appearances to Spoon. I've been very clear with Stanton. I will only appear on Spoon now as a guest, not as a panelist. Where I get there as a panelist, spend 2 hours and Stanton talk all day and give me 2 minutes to speak and can't speak. The Liberian people want to hear what's happening. They want to know the facts. I'm not there to go and be supporting someone's narrative, because it's different when you're speaking and you're part of a government. And so when people say they want me to speak,
that guy was really there for you people. He was there. He was ready. He was
we
ready.
Appreciate it, yes, but I'm just saying, now the Liberians will say they want me to Spoon, and what I would recommend. The other day he hosted Akara's Great on Spoon, right? And I told him Akara Great threw out a challenge, and I told Stanton I'll take the challenge.
That is the problem. Are you always taking debate challenge all over the place?
If I'm I'm always prepared and ready to.
What do you expect from Mr. Gray?
I wasn't expecting anything.
This man was challenging anyone to debate, but on the same show, he said if Ambula Mame comes on the show, he will leave.
Listen, Gray went to Seal and said he challenged anybody from the Unity Party. He offered $500. I went there and said, tell Gray, I'm making 1,000 like Gray can with CEO. He will not take that challenge. Gray knows. Gray said he wanted to debate me. I went to focus on Liberia. Gray's my people, so I'll start calling him Gray. He's my people. I respect him.
Honorable Gray.
Honorable Gray. So when I went to focus on Liberia, you know what he would do? Every time he and myself go to a debate, he would say, I can't discuss the economy, I can't discuss finance. But when he on different show by himself, he can be talking the economy, just say you're working the central bank, I can just be laughing. So come on, people, I can say, look at him, man. When you by yourself, you give me all the free noise. When I'm sure there's a different ballgame. So look, let's see, Chris, let me tell you one thing. Where we are as a government with 6 months, I think the Liberian people now can sense that indeed there's a serious government back in power. Chris, the example can be felt right here to the ERBA junction by the roundabout. Many Liberians thought that, oh, it will be one of those normal things. Don't worry, the people will soon come by and start selling it. It's been over 2 weeks. We've kept it consistent. As I speak to you this morning, as a matter of fact, Chris, my job, let me be clear, I will give myself a job today here. My job is to make sure that this rescue mission succeeds. So if George Lobo is needed at JFK to go cut the grass there so that place will be clean, I will be there.
Let me tell you something. What happened? You mentioned yes, it's at Edward Junction. Yes, it is clear. What other people say here, you call it short. It is clear, and you maintain it. But all the effort you apply in Douala, all the barricades you place there, they've all gone in vain.
So
The marketers are back on the road.
You come from Broadway,
Yes. They're back on the road. Why did you waste our time?
So listen, this morning I had a meeting with the mayor of Painesville, Mayor Bestman, and I went to just speak to him about a few things. And guess what, Chris? The mayor told me, he said, George, I was in Relay and I was walking. He told me, he said, people have already begun moving before we can even move in. But as of tomorrow morning, Chris, go to Relay. You will come on this show and testify. Again, Chris, I want to say this to the Liberian people. For too long, we've done business as usual. President Boakai has been very clear that it is no longer going to be business as usual. Again, we are in the process of cleaning red light. Where you should be selling is where you should go sell. Chris, every ministry now, you go there 5:30, 5 o'clock, you see people stay at work. Gone are those days where people used to show up to work 1 day in a week, 2 days in a week. Some people leaving work at 2, they go to lunch, they can't show up. It is no longer happening. And one thing, I will give you an example. My friend Bill Magay Jones at the Ministry of Finance, he is not playing. He is serious about it. He goes there, he signed. My man Stephen Johnson, again at LACC, he does the same thing. So look, every ministry agency, you show up there now, Chris, people are showing up to do the business, the people's work.
So my point here is, before we take the calls, how come this government got all these professionals and the past government, in your word, had the incompetent? How come? Why the incompetent, in quotation, bundle themselves one place and the professional bundle themselves in another place?
Look, Chris, listen. Sometimes it is not that you may not have professionals and qualified people. But you see, when you work for a president who you are not expected to deliver, that is what happened. Let me give you a story here today. The current CEO at the Jackson Fiado Hospital,
Dr.
Victor Kaiser. Dr. Victor Kaiser. Do you know that Victor Kaiser in 2019 won the Administrator of the Year award under the CDC government? Are you aware of that?
No,
okay.
Just hearing it.
So in 2019, Victor Kaiser was awarded at the City Hall as the Administrator of the Year. He was the CEO at that hospital. Guess what? President Weah told him that from that moment that I don't want to see your foot to that hospital. Because during a runoff, he has supported JMB in 2017.
27 years old. Yeah.
So technically, so what that implies was that President Weah was not actually looking for people to do the right thing. Forget about being a professional. So when you work for a president who does not hold you by high standard, you are not expected to deliver. And this is why I always used to say back in the days that if you wanted to test your ability to perform, the CDS gone 6 years was the best opportunity you could have had. Because no one was really expected to do anything. No one was being held accountable. There was no performance metrics that President Weah was grading his officials by. So no one was doing anything really. So other than that, you bring a Joseph Boakai. I will tell you again, Chris, who some ministers know what's happening. President Boakai is now requesting, as soon within the next couple of days, he's going to start asking ministers as to what they inherited, the transformation they've made, and where they're taking the ministry. So when you have that man, myself here, I'm not working, but there are certain things he expects of me every day. Once he sees me today, for example, if he sees me today, he will say, Mr. My friend, can you imagine, Chris? I'm in the United States. I get a phone call from the president. Guess what it's about? You were supposed to be in the country on Tuesday. Mr. My friend, why are you not here? Think about it. Do I have a job I'm running coming to? But that is the man I'm talking about. He is by the letter. For him, this is a man who is traveling.
So we can put you in a category of the kitchen cabinet.
Anyway, you want to put me? You want water boy?
Kitchen cabinet got exclusive access to the president. And
no, I'm with that.
Do breakfast together sometimes.
I've had lunch in the mansion, as a matter of fact. That's not something to talk about. Yeah, I have had dinner with the president anytime. That's not a discussion. Yeah, it's normal. It's not. That's not something we should talk about. That's normal. It's like for the president and I. It's like
so people can hold your coattail.
The father-son relationship at this point now. I see. So it's more like everybody will be like, your son is like that. You know, it's not but I'm humble and I'm extremely blessed by that. So I'm grateful to have that opportunity. You know, it's a blessing.
People, Jacob, this Sabeto Kabara just on your back. He just commenting, say crazy. Pape is smart. He's keeping that man closer to him for reason. Okay, so we'll open lines 077 5144278 or 077285969. Josh Lobo is stalwart of the United Party diaspora. Of course, is with us. John Tamba is on the line. John, good afternoon. Let's hear you.
Let him speak to me in Kisi.
Say you should speak to him in Kisi.
Poacho can never have an amcha. Aye, they want Nante. Barika Tao Tao.
Barika Tao Tao. Y'all can look for job on the platform, y'all. Please hurry up.
Okay. Okay.
This president is not the president of Foya district. Thank you. Thank you, Chief. Thank you. Baika Tao Tao. I feel with that thing. I will deal with my uncle. They can do me anything. And nephew. Let's hear you. Caller, hello. Yes?
The people say the sound low.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I will listen to our people are supposed to be people that we supposed to support it. Firstly, I was want to look at YouTube. Georgia is the constitutional violation. No. Maybe you don't know.
That's a rule of law, Chief.
President, I want to quote for quote on the video. I told Mr. Boyka, go back and do what is needed.
Chris, they say the callers are low.
No, but this is the highest now I can.
When sources of our women say to Mr. Bata, is the most corrupt, it's to our money. Mr. Bata said, no, I will say it for national defense. I will say it to our institution where it's what is on it. That's what this president has done to our country. What's going on yesterday? To the world. And Mr. Bata is not and you turn on the show and you see all kinds of theories of everything was advanced. Imagine that. It's already road for this. The road yesterday, like you said, was anything. So what of it? Oh, look, we understand your mission. I told somebody this morning, no matter your strategy, no matter your tactic, no matter your plan, you can sell a job here. There's nothing you can do. All your plans are something we are aware of. And you see you go after people in the name of honesty. But
Okay, Chief. Okay, Chief.
The president went on the country on gentlemen. Who's friendly knew you don't know. Even you who are the judge, you don't know the president's spending for several years. You not
Okay, all right, Chief. All right, Chief. Can we arrange your appearance on State of the Nation maybe next week? Thank you. So, because I noticed the 1 minute is not sufficient for you, and we gotta go. Thank you. So I will call you, my brother. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you. But I just told you, so every day you don't have problem. Hold on, Chief. Hold on. You don't have problem. You listen to radio stations at night. Hold on. No. Hold on. Okay, so you have to go. Say you don't give me a chance. You have to go. I give you even 2.5 minutes. I will clear that when I leave. When I'm leaving, let me take this. Mr. Reeves. Hello. Let's hear you. This call app is too low, man. Yeah, let's hear you. All right, thank you. Let me take this caller. Hello? Yes, let's hear you. What's your name? Mhm. Okay. Let's hear you quickly, Chief. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. This caller is still on the line. Hello? Let's hear you, Chief. Stephen, let's hear you quickly.
Thank you so much for having John Yobo on the station today. I really admire the sense that John Yobo brings on the microphone, especially for technical discussion. And he has laid them some questions squarely. This government is president that we have in charge currently is going to succeed, especially when it comes to road. Imagine, I do hear people say that the government has lavished 24 million for road construction, but people know that the government did not use any 22 million. The government used 8 point something million of the 22 million. Imagine that the contractors still have 2 more years to rehabilitate these roads continually in the southeast. And if you want to tell me that those who really use of this road will come and tell the government is not doing anything, you are
Okay. All right. Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Chief. Chief. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Roland Throwback. Let's hear you, Chief. Of the United People's Party.
My dear brother.
Sometimes I hear people talking about wish fund. But if you behave like a witch, people should hunt you like a witch. If you took money that's supposed to better GSP, the children are dying there. Mothers who are born there to give life are dying. Even in my own native county, the Jackson Fair Hospital, you can't find one paracetamol not there anymore because money that was intended to buy medication in those hospitals was at home. These people are more than a witch. So they will be haunted like a witch is haunted. In the interior those days when people of eating a young child, they haunt you and treat you like witch. So no matter what they do, they will pay for every penny they stole on here. I hear Mr. Santo is in somewhere in Cote d'Ivoire. He will come out with smoking. How people can smoke or pass on about who. They will come for what they.
La Sanchez speaking at us.
Yeah, La Sanchez, people in the
Chief.
we deep there here according to the law.
Okay. United People's Party Star. UPP. Okay. Let me take two more. One from the other side. And then we can go to the to conclude the Q&A question aspect of it. Hello, what's your name?
Good afternoon, Chris.
Let's hear you quickly.
Thank you. This is N. Patrick Bellawood. I speak to you from Painesville. I just want to appreciate Big Brother George Lobo for his splendid deliberations, and I think he actually spoke my mind, and also I want him to answer this question for me. What do you make of this issue of people calling the arrest of individuals who have taken the resources of this country and use it on their own a witch hunt?
Okay.
So I want to answer that question for me.
Thank you. At least you got the first direct question. All the other callers have been complimentary, except for Pascal David of the CDC. Yes, let's call this caller. Hello.
Uncle Chris, good evening.
Yeah, 1 minute. We got no time in our favor.
Thank you, Uncle Chris, for the privilege. I phoned in from District 4, and this is the voice of Akwe Ebue Senior. Uncle Chris, a pleasant good evening also to your guests in studio. Uncle Chris, I monitored the press conference today that was staged by the CDC, headed by former President George Weah. Uncle Chris, what I said in this entire saga or the way CDC is portraying themselves, it just has to do with this issue of CDC failing to accept that Nigeria has a new president. And this president is Honorable Joseph Waka. During the celebration today, I overheard the former president saying, I don't know whether it was intentional or whether he did it out of mistake, but he said clearly that the CDC-led government, where in this world is CDC leading this country? Where? Is that possible?
No, you are making reference to the past. He said the CDC-led government. That is at the time.
So I really what he meant to say at the time.
No, but we're not. You know it.
These people, the only problem these people have right now, and as soon as they get to know that has a new president, they get up for this.
Thank you.
The country has a new president.
Thank you. We take the last one. Hello?
Hello.
Quickly, 1 minute.
Yeah. Thank you. My name is Albert G. Dawson, and I'm calling from Soul Clinic. The issue that the solution I say it is a wish hunt. It is not a wish hunt. The law is the law.
The same law that removed Cabinet Channel for the Supreme Court, the same law that stopped when some guy uses old age money to contest in big council and local in one election and stop him for taking a seat. It's the same law that today telling you to bring our money back, only all the TV roll to bring back our money. So it's the law is the law. They will start crying over around here. They want it. Nobody can go in the very funny country. You are go around this. If you think the land that you can roll, go to the court and settle yourself on there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Oh, the calls are coming in, there are millions. We can't take calls anymore. It's 5 o'clock already. We got what, 3-4 minutes? Mr. Lobo.
Chris, so I want to first and foremost thank the callers. Those who agree, disagree. Was like one thing I've always done is to respect your views. That's the beauty of our democracy. To my brother John Tama from Foya, I just want to say the issue of Foya district. Yes, indeed, it has to be looked into again. As a Kisi man, I would love to see Foya settled and peaceful. So yeah, definitely. Well, that's a conversation I will take to Sakila Numale. The former lawmaker from there, he's currently internal affairs minister. Chris, don't laugh because Foya is staying in Liberia and the internal
Yeah,
affairs
man,
minister.
but Foya basically can be talking.
We'll get to it. That's a rare person to go to the minister of internal affairs. So I will do that for him.
Who is
let me go to
gentleman?
Pascal Jamie, who spoke about Prince Johnson from defense to NSA. Let's be very, very clear here. The AFL women had concerns. As far as I'm concerned, I think there are reports, there were investigation conducted on the issue of that. The reports will be delivered to the president, if not yet been delivered. But I just want to say a few things. When people don't work for you anymore, we can't label them as corrupt. Because if you believe Prince Johnson is corrupt now, you from the CDC, you took him from being chief of staff, though. You took him to be chief of staff in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So you didn't know that before you made him chief of staff? And for more than 5 years, he was chief of staff under your regime. He was never corrupt. Or that by appointing him now makes him corrupt. And let me say this to you guys. Prince C. Johnson, I think he's one of the guys we should celebrate. When his public service career is all said and done, I think Liberia should honor that man because that man was one person who saved our democracy. We know when meetings were being held here to have the AFL deployed in the streets, he stood his ground.
That was just rumor, Chief.
That's why I said we know what they said. So
that was rumor. So it's not radio material, actually. Yeah, it's, no, but this is something we had just in the street. This is about national security.
The basis of that. Not only that, let me give instances. This is the same chief of staff who told us in his own press conference that he had gotten a phone call that he should overthrow the government. Is that the rumor?
No, not rumor. That one he said it by himself.
Yet, indeed, he remained the chief of staff and then all those things. So, regardless of that, if the CDC were happy back then with him, they celebrated him. Today, now he has not turned corrupt because he worked for us. Okay, granted, we'll take it. When your time comes in the future, you'll audit all of us. That will how I will answer that question. But let me say a thing on that. Let me take this time to educate people today. Folks, the $22 million is so pathetic and embarrassing that the former president, Weah himself, will knowingly decide to lie to the people. And let me say this to President Weah. This is someone who for 6 years cut speech off from the country. This man used to leave pre-recording speeches 2 minutes. When serious money went missing in the country, the president was traveling to New York. He left off voicemail that morning. To say you were telling my guy, call the people, they can't answer. I'm going to New York. I'll come out and find your money. Now he has all the time to speak. We used to beg this man in this country to address the nation, to speak to the country on critical national issues. He was in a studio here recording songs. Today he has the time to be speaking. You know, so that's easy. But let me say this to President Weah and the CDC. This notion, this propaganda of 22 million being used, I know that's your PR messaging, but it's bad for you people because what we did was $22 million agreement was entered into with multiple contractors for road maintenance work across the country. And I understand, President, we are embarrassment. You come from the Southeast. For 6 years, you could not facilitate the free movement of goods and services from the Southeast. President Boakai has taken less than 6 months to do it. I get it. Again, let me say this to our friends. Those of you, let me answer the question for Patrick on the issue of wage hunt. Patrick, don't waste your time with these folks. There's nothing we'll do that will satisfy the CDC, and that's normal for them. But we are now wage hunting anybody. At this very Unity Party government, the police inspector general told us that the arms that were brought into Freeport, that that the accusers, the perpetrators were sent to court. It cleared all the suspicions we had here. By that time, the Unity Party government was not wage hunting anybody. This same government, when President Boakai was taken to the court and we lost in the ruling, the president apologized and took responsibility and said, I will do it right, and he got it right. That is following the rule of law. So to our friends, but let me say this on the issue of wage hunt again. Folks, for a central bank to give 178 million in social corporate responsibility to individual lawmakers, folks, I think those people should account for that money. That's not wage hunting. What we are doing, we promise the Liberian people that will hold people accountable. So if you got public funds, if you receive public funds, and the audit point that it was not used for its intended purpose, all we are doing as a government is that we are now holding people accountable. And I can say this to you, folks, those few names you saw, we have not even started with persecution. We've not even started yet. When we start for true, the town will be a lot quieter than it is right now. So I want to say to our Liberian people, for 6 years, President Weah was not able to buy one MRI machine for the entire Southeast, not a single hospital in the Southeast. Yet, fundings were provided in the budget. The U.S. ambassador report clearly stated that. It took JMB less than 6 months to clear out the roads. We're seeing equipments coming into the country. We are focused on improving our people's lives. We are dedicated to transforming this country. And I want to say to President, we are in the CDC, folks. This is time for governance. We are ready for serious business, and this is not a time for play. If we know you guys like to play, you can bring more Lulus, you can bring more checkups, you can sit to your party and play. We are about governance. So we will not be distracted. So pay them no mind. Let us speak that mind. Chris, I want to thank the Liberian people for this opportunity. It's good to be here. And Chris, again, I'm always available. I don't want to be a stranger. You see the people, they always want me to come here. Let's make it more frequent from time to time, at least once a month. Maybe when the time is available, twice a month. I will always make myself available to you people. I want to thank you all for, and may God bless you and have a wonderful day.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. This departure statement to my friend, my junior brother, Pascal Davis. You know, you don't understand me, you will not understand. Maybe the only day you will understand me when I come, I use this platform to wish praises on the CDC. That is the only thing stuck in your mind. You my credential of being a journalist. I have not heard my side from you. I told you here the last, even if this government decides to sway away from its promises, me, I will sit right here and remind all these people. I've said that repeatedly, and I have no regret to have held government position in the United Party-led government. Now, on that basis, I campaigned against the CDC 2017, and this one again. Yes, 2023, I campaigned. I used myself to campaign. You've forgotten when your finance minister was appointed just 2 days after, when he placed a call to me and Patrick and said, unless the CDC leave power, we will not own a job or we will not own a business in this country. You forgotten? Or that is the group of people you want me to dance for and wish praises on, right? Oh, but then in the evening hour, people will get on, use the same microphone from different institutions and insult the president, and you refer to them as the professional journalists. Hey, Pascal, maybe you and I need to have a conversation, not me as a moderator. Maybe we need to exchange our view with somebody moderating. Your CDC business in your head is even more than your own well-being. Everything that somebody says, you misinterpret because you don't hear me say CDC was the best government ever of the Republic of Liberia. You know what my family went through, but that singular action of your Samuel Twe, You know what? You know what we went through? Oh, you people dance to it. You're dance to it. Today, you don't want me to announce that Samuel Twe is indicted. And we will call on the Labrador National Police to interact with the Interpol and get Samuel Twe to exonerate himself. It's good that he said. It's good that he said he's innocent. Man, flight is an admittance of guilt. If you were innocent from Abidjan here, is less than 2-hour flight. You should come on the ground and exonerate yourself. For those of you who hail praises to people who keep you down, no, I'm not one of them. It is good that I'm winding up now and retiring from this microphone service. Thank you so much. I'll see you Monday. Magdalene will be here tomorrow. Whatever. I say I'm retiring today. I say I'm retiring gradually. Well, look at Magdalene will be here tomorrow and Friday. See you on Monday. This has been a production of RCI. Thanks to all the production crew members, Princess Zuza, Maya Tobian, and of course, Copper Sanga Jr. They help this production to be a success. See you Monday. Magdalene Finda Saah will be here on tomorrow. Good night.
Happen when we allow freedom ring, when we let it ring from every village.